Let's pull up clip number 2 of Donald Trump here, talking about how his deals always benefit everyone. And this is how through the looking glass we are right now. Keep in mind, this is a guy who became a billionaire by basically, crushing people. He's been involved in thousands of lawsuits. Trump University. They actually had a manual on how to find people who were economically desperate and exploit them. That's the basis of the lawsuit against him. That this judge that he's attacking has been so kind as to move back till after the election. So this is a guy who doesn't believe in win-win. I mean, maybe he does inside his own organization, but certainly not, us, them. Doesn't believe in win-win. Doesn't believe in making peace. He's talked about, ISIS. I'll take them out immediately. See, there's that immediate gratification thing. Trump is speaking to our national ADD. And much of our national ADD has been caused by stress, by the fact that people aren't making enough money to keep up. In most of the cities in this country, people are not earning enough money to pay the rent that the city requires. And so they're living outside the cities and commuting. It just goes on and on and on. And so anyway, this is Donald Trump last night lying through his teeth. Check this out.
My preference is always peace, however. And I've shown that. I've shown that for a long time. I've built an extraordinary business on relationships and deals that benefit all parties involved, always. My goal is always, again, to bring people together.
Right.
In this election,
Donald Trump's goal is always to bring people together. The guy who was talking about our African Americans, like as in our possessions. What is our the Republican Party, or is it white people, or is it billionaires? We've got that clip. That's clip number 11. In fact, if you got that queued up, can you play it? Here we go.
We're going to rebuild our inner cities, which are absolutely a shame and so sad. We're going to take care of our African-American people that have been mistreated for so long.
Now, if you watch that, you will notice that when he says we're going to take care of our African-American people who have been mistreated for so long, that's one of the few moments during his speech when he's looking right straight into the camera. He's not reading the teleprompter. That he ad-libbed that. And that let a little bit of the real Donald Trump out. Right? This possessive personal pronoun. Our. Really? But I'm telling you, this speech last night was perfectly crafted to reach out to white working class people across the country, not just in the Rust Belt. But you've got the mills that used to be in South Carolina and North Carolina, up and down the East Coast. You've got the clothing manufacturing that used to be across the South. You've got electronics manufacturing that used to be in the Southwest and across the northern parts of this. You've got manufacturing all over this country that has just vanished. And it's not just manufacturing, of course. And he's saying, well, I'll give you instant gratification. Don't worry. Be happy. And he's saying, and this is clip number 5, he said, the people who rigged the system. Okay, that you can't trust the people who rigged the system. Now, keep in mind, this is a billionaire who has repeatedly bragged about how he was part of the system of buying politicians to get what he wanted for his business. So if you're looking at a rigged system and the crooked people inside it, Exhibit A is Donald Trump. And once again, Alice in Wonderland, right through the rabbit hole. And I'm just astonished that last night, after he gave this speech, that the commentators on television were not saying the things that I'm saying right now. I'm just astonished. And maybe I'm off, right? Maybe I'm totally wrong on this. And if so, call me up and let me know what you think. I mean, all the lines are full right now, but as people hang up, you'll hear you can get in. But this is Trump, the ultimate insider, the guy who gives a big contribution to everybody, and then asks for the favors he wants, saying you can't trust people like me. Except he doesn't say like me. Clip number 5.
We can't fix the rigged system by relying on and I mean this so strongly, on the very people who rigged it. And they rigged it and do not ever think anything differently. We can't solve our problems by counting on the politicians who created our problems.
You know who first gave that speech recently? Elizabeth Warren. That's Elizabeth Warren talk. It was almost a year ago that she came out and she said the system is rigged against the average working American. And the solution has to come from the people. It's the political class is not going to provide the solution because they rigged the system. You've got these revolving doors all over Washington, D.C. and at every state house in the country. And one of the people who rigged that system was Donald Trump. Now, he's making the argument, hey, I know the system. I rigged the system. I can unrig the system. You really think he's going to unrig the system? I mean, didn't Ronald Reagan tell us that back in 1980? When mortgage rates were at 20%? And he, because Paul Volcker was not the most brilliant Fed chief we've ever had, and among other things. And Reagan was like, I'm going to fix all this stuff. Don't worry. We'll put this country back together. It's going to be morning in America. I'm telling you, I've got deja vu so bad. I am watching 1980, and the Republicans are still scrambling, trying to, we're not racist. We're not racist. That is going to die down within a week. Guaranteed. Because they are all racists.
You're listening to the Thom Hartmann Program. Call 202-536-2370.
And the few Republicans who aren't racists are perfectly willing to exploit the racist tendencies of their base in order to maintain power.
To watch more clips from our programs, hit the Watch More Videos button over here. And please be sure to hit the handy-dandy subscribe button so you'll always be up to date. Tag, you're it.